Favor, go and delete yourself. Those aren't the words to that song, by the way. I just made them up. Am I live? Oh, I am streamed 14 hours ago. No, I need to be live right now. Oh, I am live right now. Okay, I'm totally okay with that. If you can comment, I guess, I guess I do. I have to at least turn this on. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this. No, okay. Now I'm paying attention to two chicks because I'm just awesome like that. Okay, this is the best I can do. Well, it's the same as every night, but I need help. And seeing as nobody at 10 o'clock at night is ready to discuss something this in depth, uh, I am going to introduce myself. Hold on. I am the, no, I am the Get a Redneck Bible Lady, the Saint of Awesome, your Superstone Sage, Saint Nikki K, the Great. Because I am fucking wonderful. Hey, Warrior, how are you? Do you want to help me figure this shit out? Because well, I was really mad about my weight gain yesterday. But, today, it is a new problem. Would you like to help me solve it? I mean, maybe I should ask you ahead of time. How much do you know about Das Bible? Because this is going to be a Das Bible discussion. Because A, I don't understand. And B, nobody wants to talk about Das Bible at 10 o'clock at night. I would, but I'm driving. Oh, stop texting. Stop texting. Madness Entertaining is rating your channel with 5 people. Well, I appreciate you for coming in, but just know I want to talk about Das Bible because I'm highly confused. Hi, Raising Cane. Are you the one, Raising Cane, that Mr. Trump talked about that one time? Because if you are, I saw your picture and you are very handsome. And I am very married, but I just want you to know you are very handsome. I saw the picture. But anyway, I need to talk about Das Bible because nobody wants to talk about Das Bible at 10 o'clock at night, which is when I go live for my Bible readings. But because they are first takes, I don't understand what's happening, especially with the Ethiopian Das Bible, which is really what I want to talk about. I'm lying to you. I want to talk about the Ethiopian Bible, just chapter 6. And I'll read it to you. And I will explain to you the problem that I have with it. And I'm going to hope Miss Muddy's going to show up. gifted the shades. Hi, I'm new to the channel. Everybody is new to my channel. Well, except for Warrior in the Garden. He is not new to my channel. He knows my insanity. Kind of. But my insanity, I am the saint of awesome. Yeah. Um, but I really want to talk about this chapter 6. So is anybody down with it? I mean, I would hate for everybody to leave because I want to talk about the Bible, but just know that is the whole point of my channel. People are doing things. My phone is telling me people are doing things, and I appreciate it. But I really do. I do want to talk about chapter 6 because I don't know if it's pre-flood, post-flood, or Exodus because it could be either or. Although really, I think it's Exodus or post-Exodus. I think this guy had something to do with Exodus. And Miss Muddy said that this is Noah's great great grandfather, which would mean he worshiped God the first, not God the second. God the first was put in a box for like 10,000 years and sent off into space, like kicked out of heaven and thrown down. Um, well, I guess he wasn't really thrown down or his box would open. But something happened to God the first, and he was put in a box for like 10,000 years. Okay? That's what happened to God the first. And we pick up at God the second at the end of the flood. Because that's when God the second comes in right before Exodus. And he wants to prove a point and make a name for himself. So, again, chapter 6, I don't quite understand. So I am going to read it. I'm going to quit saying that because you guys obviously know because I already said that. So I'm going to shut the fuck up. Okay. Okay, it's chapter 5. Okay. And this is in God voice, I think. I think chapter 5 is in God voice. So I'm going to introduce you to God before you're like, what the fuck?
Hi, it's me, God and God Voice, and I'm so wonderful. Yeah, I want to tell you things that I don't even know what's happening. It's my story and I don't remember. So, help me remember. Okay, so, observe ye how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit. Wherefore, give ye heed. Oh my God, this is shit. Hold on. Observe how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit. Give heed and know with regard to all his works, and recognize he that lives forever made them so, and all his works go on from year to year forever, and all the tasks which they accomplish for him, and they don't change, but they go to how God has ordained. And behold, how the sea and the rivers in like manner accomplish and do not change their task from his commandments. Okay, time out. Nikki's coming back for just uno momento. Haha, I'm God and I speak Spanish sometimes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this is what makes me think it's post Exodus or Exodus, you know, because, oh, somebody is doing things. Okay. So if this is God the first, there are no commandments. If this is pre flood, there is no commandment. Now, if this is mid Exodus or post Exodus, people are about to do things. So if this is pre or post Exodus, I can understand the commandments. But if this is Noah's great grandfather, it would be post flood. No, pre flood. And there wouldn't be no commandments because there is no God the second. So I'm not exactly sure. And this is the part that I get confused on because who the fuck is he talking to? And I'll get to that. It's coming. But there were no commandments at this time. So we're just gonna, but you have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of the Lord. Post flood, the middle of Exodus. Because the middle of Exodus is when they find out about the commandments. And then God starts talking about these people, talking shit. Because God talks shit about these terrible ass people all the fucking time. But they did not have any commandments until Moses went on the mountain. And that was mid Exodus when he got on the mountaintop and brought down the commandments. And I've read this story of Exodus more times than I ever wanted to. So I've forgotten more about Exodus than people will ever remember about Exodus. But this right here is Exodus. It's not pre flood. Commandments are an Exodus thing. It's literally a God the second thing. So, again, highly confused. But we're going to keep going because it's not that long, chapter 6. Actually, the chapters in this book are not that long. A couple of them are, but oh, this is the book of Enoch, by the way. I didn't even bother telling you. It's Enoch chapter 6. And Enoch, supposedly, is Noah's great great grandfather. But I thought that there was another Exodus. And I swear to God, I do not want to read the genealogy. Somebody help me. Okay. You have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments, but you have turned away and spoken proud and hard words with your impure mouths against his greatness. O ye hard hearted, you shall find no peace. Therefore, you shall execrate your days, and the years of your life shall perish, and the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal execration. I don't know this word just because yeah, I understand that, Bill Donahue. And you've also forgotten more about the Bible than I will ever know. But the Ten Commandments is a God the second thing. It's an Exodus thing. It is not a pre-flood thing, or we would have heard about it. These people don't know how to keep their mouths shut. They would have definitely wrote about it. They would have wrote how they got the pre-flood 10 commandments, because they talk about the pre-flood and they don't talk about that. And again, highly confused. And we're not even done yet. We're not even middle of the way through this chapter, but there's like 3 more paragraphs left. So don't get daunted, because we need to know these things, or I personally need to know where I'm at in life. So, Mr. Bill Donahue, will you please listen and tell me what you think? Just because I know what I think, and I know how these people normally are, and they normally give away everything and tell the whole story. They lie, but they tell the whole story because they just do. I'm not exactly sure why, but they do. Okay. Therefore, you will execrate, okay, eternal, and you shall find no mercy. In those days, you will make your name an eternal execration unto the righteous, and by you shall all who curse, and all the sinners and godless shall imprecate by you. Again, words I don't know. And for you, the godless, there shall be a curse. And all the it's missing a word, shall rejoice, and there shall be forgiveness of sins, and every mercy and peace, and forbearance, there shall be salvation unto them, a goodly light. And for all of you sinners, there shall be no salvation, but on you shall abide a curse. And for the elect, not Mormons, I want to let you know, Mormons are not God's elect. Jews are. Jews are God's people, not Mormons. I need to point that out because these Mormons are fucking nuts, thinking that this book is about them, because it's not. But for the elect, not Mormons, there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. And then there shall be bestowed upon the elect, Jews, not Americans, wisdom, and they shall live and never again sin, either through ungodliness or through pride, which is never, this pride thing doesn't come up for a long time. The pride thing, it comes up a long time later. Pride comes before the folly. It's a thing, but it's not for a while. But they who are wise shall be humble. Again, that's not an Old Testament word. Well, it is, but again, it comes in later. And they shall not again transgress, nor shall they sin all the days of their life, nor shall they die of the divine anger or wrath. So God won't point his Tommy gun of fury at them, because God has a Tommy gun of fury, and that thing is loaded. Yeah, totally loaded. But they shall complete the number of the days of their life. Now, I've said this before that the only way to make it to heaven or make it to God, per se, is to make it through till you're 99 or 100. You know, you make it all the way through your life from young to old. And then you can meet God and go to heaven because you've graduated Angel Boot Camp. And that is your reward for fighting down here. You go fight up there. It is a whole thing. And Jesus tells us all about it when we get to the second book of this trilogy. It's called Jesus Who. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cough in your ear. Please forgive me. Americans and their pride. All the days of their life, and they won't. Okay. And their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life. Now, I am living proof of that. Since I've been doing this Bible thing, this YouTube and filled Bible thing with God, my life has gotten significantly better. Yeah, that is a real thing that does happen, and I am living proof of it. Okay. And multiplied all the days of their life. Okay. So that was chapter 5. Mr. Bill Donahue, what did you say? Adam and Eve. Yeah, but that wasn't a commandment. That was a hey, don't press this red button or you'll die. Not a commandment. It was like, hey, don't press this. Which was God setting up Adam and Eve. I am a former criminal and I recognize criminal activity. And God was setting them up. He wanted to see. It was a science experiment. I'm going to leave this red button here. And then I'm going to say, don't press the red button. But I know you're going to press the red button. It's just a matter of when you press the red button. But then, God knowing he put this red button here, he quit paying attention. So then when they did press the red button, he didn't even know about it. And then he paused his video game and went looking for Adam because it was Adam's turn on the video game. He had no idea what was happening. Then Adam jumped out of the bush. And God was like, what did you do? And Adam's like, look at my man-me. It's really small. And then God's like, what'd you do? And then Adam blamed God. He said, yeah, but you gave me the girl. And it's your fault because you gave me the girl. And the girl's like, yeah, but really it was the snake. And this is God's pet snake. And he's like, all of you guys are about to be punished because I don't know what the fuck is going on. uh, it was the funniest story. It was the funniest story because God was just being funny. He was just being weird. It was it was sin breaking the commandment of God. Yeah, but it wasn't a commandment. It was just a hey, don't do this. I guess you can consider that a commandment, but if if it was a commandment, God would have called it that. He just said, "Don't do this," knowing they were going to do that because it's a giant red button. It was a glowing tree. Well, two, and I just found that out the last time I read Genesis. There was two trees. There was the tree of life and death, and then the tree of knowledge, or I don't remember what the other tree was called, But again, like I said, I forgot more about the Bible than most people will ever know, except for Mr. Bill Donahue. That guy knows the Bible better than I do. Yeah. Uh, so maybe it was a commandment. I just don't remember it being a commandment because I was reading it differently. I was reading it like I was reading a crime novel because that was a crime. And the police set up the criminal. It was the whole thing. Yeah. Maybe I should have read it better. But this book is so boring when you read it regular, though. Man. I don't know. Mr. Bill Donahue, please don't be upset at me. Again, I know you know more about the Bible than I will ever know. And you've forgotten more about the Bible than I will ever know. So I am going to trust your interpretation of this, that it being a commandment of God for Cain to kill Abel long before the flood. This was confirmed. Yeah. Well, we already know the Cain and Abel thing happened before the flood because the flood was after that. So, in my way of thinking, the flood cleaned the slate because it got rid of everything. God hid the two trees in hell. He hid the two trees in a special part of hell where nobody can find them, not even the demons. But I thought the flood wiped everything clean. So, did I, am I still alive, Mr. Bill Donahue? Maybe I should find out if I'm still alive. I don't know what's happened. Okay, I should be alive still. I need to prepare for my own stream, or I would last a little longer. I understand. I'll come over to your stream in a few, but I'm gonna finish this. Oh, there is somebody on my YouTube. Who's on my YouTube? Firefly. I'm sorry. I can't. I didn't see. I can't see my chat. Nikki, you should have YouTube chat open. There's a huge lag between. Yeah, well, this restream, it's a beautiful thing, but sometimes it's hard to see. But Firefly, are you still here? Man, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should find out if I'm still alive. You're gonna come in a homicide favor, and please delete yourself. Okay, there you are. I'm still here. Okay. Where have you been, by the way? I think everybody left. My code over there because they also got a stream. But Mr. Donahue, are you still here? Because this is the part. Because it's like I don't. If this guy is writing this pre-flood, then there's no way he could have known about this sorry, death metal. I'm so fucking tough. I'm so fucking tough. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a weirdo. Okay. And it said, it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born to them beautiful and comely daughters. Hey, Chris, where have you been? Well, I'm glad you took time out from that to come here and see me. Okay. So they had comely daughters, and the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, come, let us choose wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. And Semijaza, who was their leader, said to them, I fear you will not agree to do this deed. Yeah, because it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. And I alone will pay the penalty of a great sin. So it's the angels that started this whole sinning, disobeying God thing. Okay. Like, maybe not. But yeah, actually, yeah. Because God never said anything about don't kill people. He never said anything except for don't trust this tree. And then he told Adam and Eve all this, uh, like their punishment or whatever. And he said, from dust you came, to dust you will return. And um, that was it. He didn't say anything about don't murder. He didn't say anything about the commandments. Yeah, who's Satan? I do not know, but I do know. Actually, I'm going to quit reading this for now because it's pissing me off because I don't understand. I'm not exactly sure who Satan is. People make up books about who he was and his name being Lucifer and him playing the piano. None of that shit ever happened. None of the Bibles say it ever happened. Nobody explains who Satan is. And I think it was God's pet snake. God's pet snake. What? Well, it was this furry Komodo dragon that purred like a kitten in my mind. So, like, I'm not exactly sure. But I know in the in the story of David, God has an evil spirit that he put on Saul to test David to see what David would do. Yeah, that was the thing that happened. So, and like I remember in the beginning of this, God was playing Risk by himself. And remember in the book of Genesis, in this part in Genesis, it talked about Herculean type men, Herculean type children, half God, half human. So for like this Bible to call them the angels, the sons of heaven, it kind of turns chapter 6 on its head because, like, none of that stuff in chapter 6 is even said in this version of chapter 6 of the Bible. And maybe it's not for me to understand. Maybe I don't need to understand. I should just keep reading. But how can I keep reading something I don't understand? And it's not the same as Jubilees because Jubilees was a flat out fucking lie. Like the New Testament, flat out fucking lie. Well, the third part of Das Bible, this book called This Shit. Well, I should call it Paul Shit because it has nothing to do with Jesus or God. Um, but again, it's not like Jubilees where I just couldn't read it because it was flat out bullshit. This is different because it is something that I want to understand better because it says more than chapter 6, but it says less than chapter 6 of Genesis. And again, oh, we don't know who Satan is. We find out about Satan in Job when God made a bet with Satan. Because Satan can just walk into heaven, apparently. So Satan is somebody important that can just come in heaven. It's really different. Satan is different. But it's saying that the angels are the first one, the second ones to really disobey God. Because we haven't even got to the story of Cain and Abel. We haven't gotten to the story of Cain and Abel. Or if we did, this Bible didn't mention it. I don't know. I'm just going to assume it's not for me to understand. It's for somebody else to understand. Like this Mr. Bill Donahue over here. Although I don't remember God giving commandments pre flood. I don't remember God the first giving commandments pre flood. All he told Adam and Eve was don't touch this. But they touched it anyway, and then he didn't even realize they touched it until it was too late. And again, I think that was on purpose. I don't know. But you guys know about as much of this as I do, so. JJ. I don't know what a JJN is. 312. Is that another one of these books? Uh, man, I just got tired. Doing too much thinking. I don't know. Who do you think Satan is, Chris? What do you think? That's another thing that I need to learn how to focus on doing is asking people what they think. because we all know what I think because I say it very much out loud. But I never give you guys a chance to say what you think. And I think everybody left my YouTube or my pill. Is anybody still over on my pill? Maybe where I would listen over. Yeah, that was my last message. I've already read that. Is anybody still on my pill? Chris is setting up his electric hamburger for when I come and visit him one day. I want a electric hamburger. Yo, best song ever, best words ever. I really want to eat an electric hamburger. People are going to be singing that all day now. And it's all Chris's fault. Down to Electric Avenue. And then we're going to eat. Oh, we're going down to Electric Avenue and get some hamburgers. Yeah. I wonder if there's a McDonald's on Electric Avenue. I would eat an electric double cheeseburger with Big Mac sauce. Did you know I used to eat that before they started charging for it? Did you know that? Because it was cheaper. Did everybody leave? Everybody left. Okay. Well, then I guess I could say goodnight. No, not good night. Good day. And then I guess go check out Mr. Bill Donahue. I think he goes live at 4. Does he go live? Probably right now. Going down to Electric Avenue. And then we'll take it higher. No. I thought Warrior in the Garden was here. Earlier he was here. Is everybody gone? Chris, Firefly, my loves. Yep, everybody left. Okay. We're down to Electric Avenue. And then eat hamburgers. What if there's a Burger King on Electric Avenue? I'm gonna ask Dustin. He's gonna get so mad at me for asking him stupid things. Okay. So I'm gonna assume everybody's gone. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Because again, it's something I don't build.net says I can do things. Okay. Something happened. What happened? Okay. It's back. Oh, somebody gave me something. Look at this. What's a shade? Neo, are you still here? I heard somebody talking about you the other day. You live stream. Interesting. I don't know what that. I don't know how to say that. Okay. I gave people time for these things. So I'm going to go ahead and end and check out who else is live. And maybe they'll talk to me. Gonna go down to Electric Avenue. Neo, are you still here? Neo. Calling Neo to the front of the line. Maybe. No and no. Okay. Well, then I'm going to. Oh, there you are. I've been box hopping around and just came back. I love that. I guess, do you want to hear more of this story? Because there's more of the story. I gotta stop at, uh, well, really, there's like a paragraph or two left before I get to chapter 7, and then that's what I'm reading tonight. Is starting on chapter 7, and Miss Muddy would get so mad at me if I read it without it. FYI. Oh, see, nobody tells me these things. I'm glad that you told me these things. We're going to. Okay, what about now? Let me check my own shit. And then we'll take it higher. Oh no. Live right here. What if I just stay closer to my mic? My mic is a little fucked up. And if you're talking about me get lower, that's because I was singing Electric Avenue to myself because it's stuck in my head because of Hello Bros over there on YouTube. Because he works with electricity a lot. What kind of mic are you using? I do talk soft. I'm one of those trailer offer peoples, like on Seinfeld. You know, the girl that just talks real low. And she used to aggravate Seinfeld. Yeah, I'm one of those. But I'll just stay close to my mic. I need to learn to do that. I've got an Amazon microphone. It came with a bunch of pink things, like a microphone and a mouse, and then it's pink also. But I don't use, yeah, the trailer offer. Yes, that's me. My dad yells at me for that all the time because I even do it on the phone. See, this shit. Okay. So, do you want me to keep reading? We'll read this. Oh no, we can read 6, 7, and 8 because I left off at 9 with Miss Muddy. Okay. And it came to pass when the children of men, uh, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days beautiful and comely daughters, and the angels of the children of heaven, no, the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, come, let us choose wives from among the children of men and beget children. Oh, yeah. And then the Semi Jayaza guy. No, Semi Jayaza, who was their leader, said, I know you guys don't want to do this thing, and it's a terrible thing. And I'll take the punishment for it. It'll be no big deal. It's only God. He's a giant marshmallow. You know, he forgives sins so easy because he's a marshmallow. Hey, big guy, big guy, don't don't smite me because you know you're a marshmallow. You know it. Shh. Okay. So God is a giant marshmallow. And they all answered him and said, okay. And we all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations. Word I don't know. Not to abandon this plan, but do this thing. Then they all born bound they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. Somebody just left their house, and they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual inward this word I don't know. And these are the names of their leaders. How the fuck do they know this? How? How do they know this? Especially if this was pre-flood. And wouldn't this have been written in the Bible, the real book, if I'm catching stuff out of context? At any rate, have a great day. No, this isn't the Bible. It's the Ethiopian Bible. And it's not out of context. This whole book is out of context. This whole book is out of context. And I don't understand any of it. That's why I'm here right now, because I don't understand any of it. I hope you didn't leave. Wait, Neo, did you leave? Man, I hate this microphone. I'm gonna get a new microphone. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm lying my ass off. I gotta figure out how to make this microphone work better because I'm fucking terrible. Okay. So that's the end of chapter 6. There's a whole bunch of names. Hold on. Their leader is Semiazazaz, Arikiba, Ramil, Kokabil, Samael, Ramael, Dano, Ezekiel, Barquijal, Esel, Amaros, Bartael, Ananel, Zequiel, Shamaspiel, Samaspiel, Saturel, Turel, Jamajael, Sariel, and these are the chiefs of 10s. So there wasn't a lot of angels, it seems, because there wasn't a lot of leaders. But how the fuck do they know that? How do they know angel lore or even angel names? Because I thought when things happened, uh, I thought when things happened, they just named the god after that thing. Like if you were angry, you were taken over by the god of war. If you were sad, you were taken over by the god of sadness. How do they know the actual names? If they're even actual names, this shit really does sound made up. And it's like, it's like, uh, I don't remember what I was saying. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. You were taken over by these gods of actions. And remember, all throughout the Bible, there are other angels. But they'll say things like, why do you ask when I'm blessed? His name is blessed. How am I feeling? Really good. But I wish you could. I wish this Neo came back because this is not the Bible. It's the Ethiopian Bible. Oh, okay. So I think he said that he's leaving. Is that what that means? Man, damn it, I missed him. But I am doing okay, Road Dog. I thought I said I was reading the Ethiopian Bible. I said that a bunch of times, I thought. Damn. Maybe I didn't say it a bunch of times, but I thought I did. Reading the Ethiopian Bible. But this shouldn't even be called a Bible because it's not. Gotta get back. I'll catch you later. I love you, Chris. And I answered you, by the way. Satan is the only demon that can get into heaven. And other than that, I don't know who he is. Again, it's Satan lore is like the angel lore. It, how do they fucking know that? They don't. They just made it up. How are you feeling, Road Dog. Man, I wish I could find Neo. I'm gonna message. I'm gonna message him, and I'm gonna say sorry for missing his chat. How to use Neo. I think that's his name, Neo. Maybe I should ask him. I don't know. But anyway, I was gonna go ahead and read this. Well, stop reading this because it's getting more confusing every fucking second. And I don't know how they know these things. I don't know if it's pre-flood, post-flood, Exodus. Well, obviously it's pre-flood, but but Noah wrote or Moses wrote his shit Exodus. He wrote it in Exodus. But then this has more details than Genesis. And you know what they say about people that give more details than are necessary, or people that are lying. So this could be another one of those giving too much information because you're lying type things, because that is a thing that happened. Jubilees is a whole book of that. Lying about shit. Ruth is another one of those books that tells the same story, but every chapter is the same, just with different details. They wrote that in the Apocrypha. The the story of Ruth is also in the Bible, but it just gives the rundown of the story. And then you come in with the Apocrypha, and it's the same story, but with more details, written in 30 different ways. The same paragraph, written in many different ways. Uh, maybe, no, it was the story of Ruth. Yeah. That was very difficult to read. Also, that's why I didn't stay reading the Apocrypha. That's why I didn't stay reading the Apocrypha, because it was hard to get through, because it's like, this is a bit much. And really, I think some of these stories were written by the enemy to disprove the Bible, because nobody wants the Bible to be real life. But like I said, I believe the Bible more than I believe any of these books. Because the Bible flows. Like, it's a whole story that goes together. It's not all these different books just put in a jumbled mess because they don't fit. And I think these books are made up by people that wanted to disprove the Bible. But really, they're just proving it by disproving it. Because everybody knows how to tell when someone's lying, because it's pretty easy. You say the same thing over and over and over and over, but there's new details every time. That's why you can't get your story straight, because you forget all the details. When you're trying to tell what really happened, the details don't matter. But if you're lying, the details fucking matter. It's how people can tell if you're cops, especially cops. That's how they can tell how you're lying is how many different details you put in your story. And that's what all of these stories do. They add unnecessary details to confuse you, all while at the end of the day making the Bible sound more and more sound, like more and more like the Bible really happened. And all this other shit is just unnecessary details. Road Dog, how does my mic sound to you? Because Neo said it was kind of bad, but nobody else has told me anything about it except for Firefly. Firefly said I need to pay attention to my chat. Man, I was hoping Miss Muddy was going to show up. She usually shows up, but she might be busy at work. I need to message this guy, Neo, and explain myself better to him because he gave me some shades. I think that means dollar. He gave me $1. I think shades means dollar. I don't know, but I'll find out right now. Bill Donahue is live. Severe is live. No, he goes live in 3 minutes. Oh, it was more than it. It was like $2. Man, that's fucking amazing. I'm doing a good job. I think. I think that means I'm doing a good job. That means I'm doing a good job, right, Road Dog? Yeah. But now he probably regrets giving me $1 because I didn't see my chat. But I want to read. I wanted to read it. Okay. How is my mic? Is my mic sounding bad? I'm going in and out. I don't know. But I do know I'm going to end so I can catch the beer. Because he's the only reason I found this. He's the only reason I found this platform in the first place. Well, he's the only reason I came here. So I'm going to go give him. It's Neyyo. Okay, I'm going to message that guy. I'm out of here. I will see y'all later. Bye, Road Dog. Wait, let me give you your sticker. Yeah, you got a sticker. You made that. And you know, when you come in, you can just post that sticker. So we all know you're in the house. Road dog. Aisle 1, please. Front of the line. He left. Okay. Maybe he didn't leave. Let's finish my Johnny Depp mega pint of coffee. Okay. Well, all right. Now I'm out of here. I will see y'all tonight.